I'm Casey Claiborne, and thanks for watching this CrimeWatch digital exclusive, where we take a look back at recent crime stories that have been making headlines in our area and across the state. Classes were canceled after a Manor Senior High School student was stabbed to death. The 18-year-old suspect is another student who's been booked into jail on a murder charge. Fox 7 Austin's Jenna King spoke with parents who said the incident was like a nightmare for them.
He sent me messages on WhatsApp telling me that he didn't want to get killed, to come and pick him up. I was working, I just lost my head.
It's a message no parent ever wants to get from their child. Tuesday morning, Manor ISD says a student stabbed another student at Manor Senior High School. The school was placed on lockdown while paramedics treated 18-year-old Darren Loving.
A student with multiple stab wounds who was being worked on by emergency medical services. Shortly after that, we were notified that the student had succumbed to his injuries. 18-year-old
Mac Brown Maba Manawe was arrested for murder. Manor PD say the two knew each other and the stabbing was done with a kitchen knife, but it's unclear what led up to the altercation.
What we do know is it was an isolated incident and there is no threat currently to the public or the students at the school.
Students I spoke with tell me a video of the stabbing and aftermath was sent around school, which traumatized many students, like 9th grader Jaden Albuquerque.
One of my friends told me that there was a murder, and I didn't believe it until they showed me a video of what happened, and then that's where I got traumatized, and I just hid at the corner.
What was the video?
It was just the guy dead on the floor with blood everywhere on the floor.
And it sent a scare across parents. Jaden's mom said she came running to get him when she heard, but was relieved when she reunited with her son.
It's hard for the parent that lost their kid.
Other students finding the concept difficult to grasp.
It wasn't really shocking because why would someone do this?
It was just a really shocking, fearful, overwhelming experience. It was just awful.
Manor ISD superintendent releasing a statement that reads in part, quote, "This loss is devastating for our entire community and our hearts go out to their family, friends, and all who knew him. We know that words cannot ease the pain and we are all grieving together. We understand that this situation raises concerns and we will also be reviewing the security on campuses. Our priority is to be present for all students and staff as we navigate this difficult time together," end quote. School closed early Tuesday as a result. School will be canceled Wednesday and Thursday for Manor Senior High School and Manor Early College High School. Counselors will be available to students at Manor High School those days.
I'm traumatized. I don't know what to say. After I saw the video, I didn't want to see it again. I don't want to come back. I just don't want to come back to the school.
I have the privilege that I have my kid here with me. And I'm happy.
Also in Manor, a small business has been burglarized more than once by minors. The most recent break-in happened on October 22nd. Now the owners are warning the community about what happened, and they're encouraging parents to talk with their children. Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt spoke with one of the business owners and the lead detective on the case.
Where are the parents? 3 in the morning.
This is the scene the small business owner woke up to when the security alarm started going off on Tuesday.
Whenever I checked my cameras, I did saw that there was a broken glass door, and there was just a big mess on the floor.
Manor police say they are looking for the suspects. The security video shows 5 people who all appear to be minors breaking through the door of Delta Bros, which is connected to Twisted Liquors. Both shops are owned by the same people.
There was a break-in that happened here at this establishment. They appear to be juveniles, broke into the building and stole a lot of merchandise and left in an SUV.
So these are the rocks that the group used to smash the door to get inside. They ran through here and started grabbing anything they could to throw into backpacks, even going to a liquor store next door and grabbing some of that stuff as well.
We're trying to get back up from December, and then this happened again. So it just breaks my heart. At this point, I'm we gotta alert the community that this is happening.
Sadly, it's not the first time their stores have been broken into. They were hit in December and in August of last year. The owners say they will have to pay for all of the damages out of pocket. and are still doing inventory, but estimate that it's going to cost them somewhere around $5,000.
I did notice that one of them was wearing an ankle monitor, so I don't know if that would be a big help for the Manor Police Department.
Now the owners are having to take extra measures to secure their store.
We don't want the building to look like a jail or anything like that, but unfortunately, this is what we have to take because it's just a lot.
To hopefully prevent something like this from happening again.
Don't do it, it's not worth it. It's just senseless. There's no need for it.
Police are looking for 2 robbery suspects who assaulted a 7-Eleven employee. It happened on October 11th at the 7-Eleven store on East 7th Street in East Austin. Police say the suspects stole products inside the store. One of the suspects punched the store clerk when they were confronted. The suspects are described as a black man between the ages of 25 and 35, 5'10" and 170 to 180 pounds, and a black woman between the ages of 25 and 35, 5'6" and 140 to 160 pounds. Call 911 if you have any information about what happened. New Braunfels police are looking for the suspects who stole a U-Haul truck and then used it to steal more than $60,000 in e-bikes. Police say it happened around 2:30 in the morning on October 25th at Pettigo Pikes. The suspects broke into the business and stole multiple e-bikes and batteries. Surveillance photos show the U-Haul was used in the burglary. Authorities say the truck was stolen from the U-Box U-Haul store in South Austin. If you have any information about the truck or the suspects, call police. Up to a $4,000 reward is being offered for any information leading to an arrest. Austin police are still searching for a hit-and-run driver who ran down 4 people before hitting a food truck in southeast Austin. The victims are all expected to survive, but that food truck caught fire, destroying a family's livelihood in just minutes. Fox 7 Austin's John Krinjak has that story.
A heart-wrenching cleanup Wednesday for the Lopez Hernandez family, one day after a hit-and-run driver plowed into the Sabor a Honduras food truck, starting a fire.
That's terrible because this lost everything.
The bizarre chain of events began around 4:30 Tuesday afternoon when police were called to this parking lot at Elmont and Pleasant Valley for a reported theft.
The lady was telling police that someone has stolen her phone.
Unable to track down the phone, police left the scene, but about 10 minutes later, they say the woman got in her vehicle and hit the alleged thief with it, along with 3 other people. The driver kept going right into the trailer.
That's when we felt the hit. It was the lady that went in with her truck and struck the food truck.
The impact knocking the truck off its blocks and toppling a refrigerator, which hit Leticia Lopez in the arm. Her sister Jenny walked out to see what had happened, only to be confronted by the driver.
When I went outside, that's when I noticed the woman with a knife, and that's when she started chasing me. So I went back inside. We locked the door and the window.
That's when the sisters noticed the fryer was on fire. They ran back outside only to find the suspect had fled the scene. They called 911 as the flames spread.
The burners were actively on at the time the food truck was in service, but we don't have a cause. We're still working to determine that.
While the impact from the crash to the outside of the trailer was minor, inside it's another story. Fire blackening pretty much every surface in here. They're just trying to salvage what they can. The stove, the grill, the refrigerator, all charred by flames and soot. But those are all replaceable.
God bless you to my family because she is alive. I'm sad because she be a lot of years working and cooking for everybody.
After 17 years in this location, the challenge will be finding a new trailer in order to open up shop again.
We have kids that we have to take care of, and the situation is very hard. There's not a lot of work out there, and any help we'll receive with open arms so we can pick ourselves up again.
In Austin, I'm John Krinjak, Fox 7 Austin News.
APD has released a description of the suspect. They say she's Hispanic, about 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing about 180 pounds. She was driving a gray or tan Toyota SUV. If you have any information that can help with this case, call Austin Police. 10 Texas State students were arrested for allegedly stealing Halloween decorations in Kyle. It happened just before 1 a.m. on October 25th on Hometown Parkway near Veterans Drive. Police responded to a call about a theft of up to $500 in decorations. When they arrived at the residence, officers looked over video footage identifying the suspects and the vehicle involved. Kyle PD located a silver Ford F-150 matching the description. 10 males, all between the ages of 18 and 20, were in that truck, and so were the stolen decorations. Police also found THC, alcohol, and a fake ID. The students are all charged with engaging in organized criminal activity, criminal mischief, and theft of property. The decorations have been returned to their owners. Investigators say a convicted serial killer may be connected to more cold cases in Austin. Mesa Jr. is already set to spend the rest of his life in prison, but the case isn't closed just yet. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has the details.
The work continues on this case.
Although serial killer Mesa Jr. is set to die in prison, he may have some appearances in court in the future.
We still have other cases that we think he may be involved in.
Mesa called into the Austin Police Department in March 2023.
This time was a little bit different than any other time I've ever answered the phone. The caller said, "My name is Raul Mesa, and I think you're looking for me."
Detective Reed says Mesa was disclosing a lot of information. The call lasted about 14 minutes until Mesa hung up.
He was giving dates and locations, so we were trying to just corroborate the dates, locations, names that he would provide, and try to narrow down the timeline.
Mesa told Reed on the phone he killed the man he was living with in Pflugerville, Jesse Fraga, and he killed a woman who lived on Sarah Drive back in 2019.
We have the case facts that were developed in the 2019 case. We had the CODIS hit, and then we had the phone call. So we were able to corroborate a lot of information quickly.
And put together a case for the murder of Gloria Lofton and Jesse Fraga. A warrant for his arrest was issued. Law enforcement found him at a bus stop in North Austin, and he was taken in for questioning, a conversation Detective Reed describes as unique.
Someone like Mr. Mesa has been incarcerated. He's been through the system quite a bit. He's been interviewed by the police probably countless times, more than most. So I'm very attuned to the situation he was in. So he wasn't caught off guard or seemingly concerned in any way.
Mesa killed 8-year-old Kendra Page in 1982. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison, but was released on parole after just 11. Last month, Mesa pleaded guilty to the murders of Lofton and Fraga and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
I think that sentence highlights the work that was done just as much as it may highlight what it means to the community for someone like him to be incarcerated for life without parole.
Detective Reed says the work isn't over.
We're still working to kind of corroborate some of the stuff that he said in the phone call.
Lofton's daughters say in the call he implicated someone else in their mother's case.
There's 2 other people who could be involved who are family members.
We know kind of some of the things that Mr. Mesa has claimed, and so we have to vet that information as well to determine if there's any accuracy to that, and if so, was someone else involved and to what degree?
We want answers to a full, actual, ethically, morally, completely genuine done case, completely open and closed. Like, let's do it right.
Mesa has been eliminated from involvement in 8 cold cases in Austin so far.
We still have 4 cases that we're still waiting for DNA testing to come back on to determine if we have any linkage to him or not.
And Detective Reed says there's another case in Pflugerville from 2022 where this picture comes from. It's related to the FBI, Austin Police, and Pflugerville Police search of a field back in July 2023.
It's moving forward. We have leads, but it's still active and open.
As for cases in San Antonio, agencies say they couldn't find any to match the timeline Mesa gave for potential murders committed there.
And it's certainly one of the most unique cases I think we'll see in Austin.
If Mesa is found to be connected to more cases, it'll be up to the district attorney to pursue those charges. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch.
A man previously convicted for stalking in Taylor is set to spend 15 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to stalking again. In 2021, 30-year-old Harley Hovi was convicted of stalking the friend and roommate of a Round Rock gym owner. He was accused of disturbing behavior like putting a rabbit's head on their property, smashing a window at their business, and smearing feces on their car. Hovi was sentenced to 2 years in prison and a protective order was put in place. The DA's office says in February he violated that order by sending threatening messages to the gym owner's girlfriend from a fake Facebook account. He was also caught on surveillance video at the gym owner's business wearing a ski mask and gloves. Hovi pleaded guilty to stalking right before the jury selection process was set to begin in his trial. Now to North Texas, where an 18-year-old man in Haltom City could spend up to 10 years in federal prison for selling so-called Glock Switches. Switches are illegal devices that can allow pistols to mimic machine guns. The U.S. Attorney's Office says at least 2 of the guns linked to the men were involved in 2 shootings in the Fort Worth area. Fox's Peyton Yeager has more.
It was at this Haltom City mobile home park where investigators say an undercover agent met up with an 18-year-old who was selling firearms along with machine gun conversion devices known as switches. Glock switches allow pistols to function as automatic weapons, an illegal modification. 18-year-old Juan Angel Rendon is seen in a quick clip posted to his social media, randomly opening fire out of a moving vehicle using a switch-equipped handgun. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas released the video on Friday after Rendon pleaded guilty this week in federal court to illegal possession of a machine gun.
You can imagine if somebody is holding it with one hand, sticking their hand out the window, how hard it would be to control that. And, those bullets don't have a name. So they keep going until they hit something.
In late summer, investigators started tracking Rendon, who was advertising Glock switches for sale on his Instagram. An ATF agent posed as a buyer in August and visited Rendon's mobile home to purchase a 9mm caliber pistol and a switch for $900. Court documents say Rendon even showed the agent how to use it. Brian Garner is an ATF Dallas Field Division Assistant Special Agent in charge.
It's one of the most dangerous things I've seen in my law enforcement career because, we've seen machine guns in the past, but you think of rifles, things like that. These are machine guns people can put in their waistband.
Rendon was arrested in September and indicted in October. Now, with his guilty plea, Rendon faces up to 10 years in federal prison. Inside Rendon's mobile home, ATF agents found 9 firearms. 2 were equipped with switches, along with 7 additional switches and switch parts. Garner with this message to anyone else looking to sell Glock switches.
We're going to prosecute these guys, and people that are out there selling these things, just know you might be selling it to an undercover ATF agent. You might go to jail.
Thanks for watching the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. Our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. If you missed them, you can watch anytime on our Fox Local Connected TV app. It's free to download, and you can watch on multiple platforms like Roku and Apple TV. Just scroll down from the live player and look for the Crime Watch section. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com, and don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.